King Parikshit is cursed. One day, King Parikshit had gone hunting deep into the jungle all by himself. The hunt grew exciting and he lost all sense of time. He had now come to a thick, dark part of the jungle. After some time, he felt hungry and thirsty. He wandered about in search of water. This search took him deeper and deeper into the forest. One can imagine, therefore, his relief and happiness when he suddenly came across the hermitage of a well known sage called Samika. The king looked all around him but could see no one. Then, in one part of the ashram, a sage was sitting in samadhi. His eyes were closed, his body was erect, he was totally oblivious to the world outside. In fact, he was in deep meditation. But the king was not aware of this. He went up to him and asked for a drink of water. But the sage did not respond. How could he, when he was so deeply absorbed in meditation? The king asked him a second time for water. Samika, however, sat motionless, totally unaware of the thirsty king. Parikshit thought to himself, "This fellow is only pretending. How can he not hear my request for water? Let me see how great his concentration is." So he picked up a dead snake from nearby and placed it around the rishi's neck. This was not at all a nice thing to do. Yet Samika remained perfectly calm and fully concentrated in his meditation. A few yards away from the hermitage was a small stream. Here, the sage's son, a young boy called Shringi, had gone to fetch water. As he was returning, he saw what had happened at the ashrama. He was very angry and hurt at the insult to his holy father. The boy himself had much spiritual power. As Parikshit was about to leave, Shringi sipped off a little water from his palm, that is called Achamana. This is symbolical. Water stands for all names and forms. Without water, nothing will have a shape and therefore name. These names and forms always disturb our minds. Sipping a little water is called Achamana. Thus, it represents consuming all mental disturbances. With a fully concentrated mind, the boy wished the cruel death of the king who had insulted his father. The boy called out in a thundering voice, called out, "Obeying my command, on the seventh day from today, a powerful serpent called Takshaka will bite to death this proud Kshatriya who has insulted my holy father." And he wept bitterly at the insult to his father. So when Samika came back to consciousness, he found his son lamenting loudly. He asked him what had happened. Shringi told him what King Parikshit had done and the curse Shringi, had pronounced upon him. When he heard the story, Samika scolded him and said, "Son, you should not have been so harsh. Kings are different from us. They carry the entire burden of the country on their shoulders. It's difficult to find a king as good as Parikshit. Besides, he had come to us only for rest and refreshment. He meant no harm. One wrong cannot be set right by another. O Lord, pray forgive my foolish son. Everything is now in your hands." Never once did the noble sage even think of the way Parikshit had insulted him. His heart was so full of divine love. In Parikshit, he saw only the good, kind, and just king, and not the man who had shown disrespect to a great rishi. Such then are the noble, large hearted sages of our land.